Hi, my name is Michaela, and today I'm going to teach you how to take 1/2 plus 1/3 and 1 2/3 plus 1/2 using Cuisenaire rods. Okay, so first we're going to start with 1/2 plus 1/3 using Cuisenaire rods. So here's a little guided Cuisenaire rods. You can see that we can have white equal 1, red 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. And then if, say, we had one of the tan ones that equaled 8, well, now these can become a fraction of that. So this could equal 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, and so on. So in order to solve this problem, we need to find a Cuisenaire rod that can be divided into halves and thirds. So let's try this one, which is dark green, so that is total to 6 whites. So we can use 2 light greens to divide it in half. See how 2 of those equal 1? So 1/2 would be one of those. And then we can use 3 reds to divide it into thirds because those are equal. So we're taking 1/3, 1/2 plus 1/3. We compare it to our whole, which is the dark green, and see how we have one little white square missing? So that means, since this is equal to 6, that we're missing 1/6 of the whole total. So your answer is going to be 5/6. Now the reason this works is because since this is your whole and it can be equally divided in halves and equally divided into thirds, then we can take one of the halves plus one of the thirds, compare it to the original whole, and see that all it's missing is 1/6, which is one white square. Now we're going to take 1 2/3 plus 1/2. So to do this, since it's a mixed number, we can still use kind of the same technique. So we'll still use the dark green Cuisenaire rod that is equivalent to 6. So to do 1 2/3 of that, remember that it can be divided into thirds by reds. So since this is the whole, 1 would be just one of those, and then 2/3 would be 2 of the reds. So this equals 1 2/3. And then we're adding 1/2 to that. So remember, the 2 light greens divide this in half equally. So we're just adding one of those. Now, what we're going to have to do to find the answer is we're going to have to see how many of the wholes it takes to equal this. So we've got 1 of the wholes, 2 of the wholes. So it's at 2 right now. But see, we're missing 1. Now we need to remember that this is equivalent to 6, so one of these whites equals 1/6 according to our chart over here. So since we're missing that, that will fill up the whole total of what we added together. So we've got 2 and 1/6 as our answer. Now the reason this works, it's kind of the same thing as the last problem. Since it's a mixed number and this is your beginning whole, since it's 1 2/3, you take one whole and then you add the 2/3 of the 3/3 that could equal that, and then you take one of the halves, since we're adding 1/2, and you add it to it, and then you just have to figure out how many of the wholes it takes to fill up what you added together, which is 2 and 1/6.